My next guest wants you to pay attention to your parenting in 2023, and she emphasizes it's not about perfection, but progression. Studio 5 parenting contributor Heather Johnson has 5 resolutions every parent should make and keep this year. She joins us in studio to tell us how. Happy New Year.
Same to you.
We're just sitting and talking about the bubble that was, and it was wonderful, wasn't it?
Oh
my goodness.
It's been popped, but
I know.
Wonderful.
Here we are, we're dressed before noon, you know, that's an accomplishment. But I love this idea, and I have to say, a lot of times I go into this conversation as just an open listener. I have no idea what's going to come out of your mouth. Today I took a sneak peek at your list of parenting resolutions. A few of them already, I'm like, I gotta hold it together. A few of them are heart squeezes. Parenting resolutions, why should we be setting these in 2023?
Yeah, I mean, resolutions in and of themselves, right? They're this tricky place where we look at them, and if you actually look at what a resolution is, it's this opportunity that we give ourselves to look back and see what it is that we maybe want to improve on or get stronger in, take the information that we can gain, and then apply it to moving forward, right? And so as far as if we need them, because there's a little bit of like a love-hate with resolutions, right? If we use them as an excuse, which sometimes we do, in August, we see that we should be doing something different, and we go, oh, I'll get to that at the new year.
Yeah.
If that's the only time we set resolutions, this might not be helpful to us. But if resolutions are something that we're doing each and every day, when we're checking in with ourselves as parents and as grandparents to say, where am I at in my relationship with the children and teenagers that I associate with, then by all means, these resolutions are really awesome when we're doing them all the time.
And can I say, we use that word progression, and it gave me pause, because how often do we stop to consider our progression as a parent? Like, our kids are progressing and we're helping them forward, that's our job, but what are we doing in this role to get better?
To progress, right? And that's what these goals are. So there's a couple things we can look at as parents and as grandparents that will be helpful here. The first is, we're not gonna make any resolutions or goals this year. We are actually going to change make to keep. It is fascinating to me that, I mean, my whole life, I continue to hear, hey, let's make some New Year's resolutions. Well, making them does me no good. I need to keep them, right?
Yeah.
And so to make that really tiny shift in our minds, when we now are keeping New Year's resolutions, make a list of resolutions you're going to keep this year as a parent or as a grandparent, magic happens, because our brain answers whatever questions we ask. And so when we put that word keep in there, we're going to see a big change.
We're assuming discipline, we're assuming strength, we're assuming progression.
All of those things. There's other changes we can make or perspectives we can take with resolutions that will be really helpful. The next one is that we want to take a step back, and when we're evaluating where we've been, we don't want to see those evaluations as meaning we're bad at something. That I'm a bad parent because I see places I can progress.
I should improve in this area.
There's no shoulds to it. And I'm not worth less because I want to improve. And that's usually what we do. We look at resolutions and we go, oh, last year I wasn't any good, and so I've got to become good this year. No, we're just going to look at it and focus on behavior. What behavior maybe do we want to change or reevaluate or strengthen or gain? And we're not going to allow that to change anything about us, right?
Okay.
Meaning I'm not worth less because I want to make changes.
Right.
The other thing is, when it comes to resolutions and as parents, we oftentimes set what I like to talk about as primary or secondary resolutions or goals, and we get them mixed up. So for example, everybody feels the pressure at the first of the year to lose weight or go to the gym or eat healthy or do something with our bodies, right? It's this one we all hear everywhere. And yet, if we set those as a secondary, because that's what they are, these resolutions, they won't help us like we think they will, because the primary resolution that should be set there is for us to love and accept who we are. Now, see the magic that happens. When I set the goal and keep the goal to love and accept who I am, I will want to eat healthier. I will want to move my body. I will want to care more about sleep. The magic happens when we focus on actually what the ground level resolution or goal
Which
is.
actually seems to take us broader. The primary goal takes us broader and bigger, which goes against the grain of what we might hear. Be specific, right? Be detailed, set a measurable goal. Maybe not.
The ground floor, right? When we set those primary resolutions, our mind is then open to all of the secondary things we need to do, right? So a really good example of this, and the first resolution, if you're going to do anything this year, number one, set a resolution as a parent, and especially as a grandparent, to get to know your children this year.
This is one of those heart squeezes when I read it.
Absolutely. Get to know them. Now, here's the magic. Oftentimes, our resolution list will say things like be more patient or spend more time with our kids. Those are fantastic. But if we actually get to know them, we will spend more time with them. We will be more patient with them. All these magical things happen when we actually get down to the root of what the resolution or the goal should really be that we're keeping. When we put energy and time into getting to know someone, we build trust. And if there's one thing we want with our kids, it's that they trust us. So this year, do whatever it takes to get to know them. What makes them tick, what they love, what they don't love, what makes them afraid, where they get anxious, and then take it a step further and accept that it's enough. Just simply accept that whatever you find out about your kids this year, it is enough as is, so that they can learn to trust us.
You want us to manage our emotions better in 2023.
Yes, better. This is a reoccurring, right? This is what we know to be the single greatest predictor of success. If you want success in any relationship, learn to manage your emotions. We harp on it because it matters that much. So if you don't know how, figure out how. If you've never been taught, set a goal to keep and learn how to manage those emotions. It will bring success everywhere. It brings success everywhere. Put it at the top of your list.
You want us to nurture adult relationships this year. How does this impact our parenting in a positive way?
Well, the beautiful thing is when we strengthen adult relationships, we come back as parents stronger and more focused and more determined and more dedicated. So if you're not putting time into adult relationships, we often avoid that, not on purpose, but because parenting responsibilities take over.
Sure.
Don't allow them to take over. We have to gain strength, even in my mind, a testimony that when we have adult relationships that are strong and connected, we are better parents.
I like that.
It's a fact.
I like that.
So let's trust that fact.
A quick line on this, we're going to stop comparing.
Yes, stop comparing. So
knock it off.
No more. One of the coolest things we've come to know through research, all the way back to Aristotle, is that more than anything, everyone reports they want to be happy. Even today, then and now, we can't be happy when we compare. There is no joy in comparison. So it is the time and the year to actually feel joy and happiness. And we have to do that by dropping the comparison, by being grateful to eradicate the comparison.
And finally, you want us to put those kids to work.
Yes, it is time. It's time to put them to work in our homes, in our backyards, in our front yards. Amazing things happen when families work together. Relationships are built. It is one of the key predictors of successful families and successful relationships when we learn to work together. Plus, working together gives us opportunities to teach other values and principles. Think about all the things you learned from your parents while you were working. Amazing conversations. It unifies us and centers on something else. They open up. Put your kids to work. 2023 is the time to put them to work.
I'm here for all of it. Heather, fabulous challenges, high-level challenges that will point us in the direction we want to go for the new year as parents and grandparents. Thank you. To contact Heather, you can find her information on our website.